question and answer by CEO Hangul Park. So when we, from A step to success, what's the number 7? I know I've muted all of you, but number 7 is a consultation. So when we do the ATOMY business and when you encounter any issues or if something is not working well as the way you expected, we usually ask our sponsor for our direction. But who is our the biggest sponsor? Who is our captain for our journey? It's our CEO Hangul Park. And ATOMY have created a question answer session with the CEO Hangul Park. So this session usually run for 15 or 16 minutes, and usually he answers 2 to 3 different questions. Questions coming from all the business people who's actually on the field doing ATOMY business. So from there, I selected several questions that I think it was useful for me. And hopefully those questions and answer will be useful for you to continue your business in ATOMY. So question that I got from CEO Hangul Park, the question from one of the member: how can I introduce a super synergy of United Heart and grow together with business partner who only cares about small leg? And I'm sure this is a thing that we encounter many times, and we all encounter, smaller leg, bigger leg. But CEO Hangul Park is very wise man. So he answered this question in one sentence. Okay, in your bigger leg, so ATOMY is a binary, so we all have left and right. So we have both 1 or 2 leg, or we call it A leg or B leg. And even if you're getting just a 10,000 PB more, you consider that leg as your bigger leg. And we all struggle to get more PB on the smaller leg. But CEO Hangul Park made a different definition on what's a smaller leg and bigger leg. If you have at least a Star Master or Royal Master on your bigger leg, then you can really consider a bigger leg. But if you don't have that big mastership on your bigger leg, your both leg are small leg and smaller leg. So easy to understand, right? I think for us right now, except Subag or Agnes, our sponsor, except them, we're just like the highest level we have here is a shareholders master, which means none of us have Star Master or Royal Master on our bigger leg. So which means what we have right now is a small and smaller leg. So basically what CEO Park trying to say is you cannot just focus on what you think is a small leg. Both are small leg until you have at least a small Star Master. And from what he have seen from Royal Leaders Club, their small leg will their PB will flip. It can be happen overnight. So you have a PB coming on your smaller leg, which is like a 10 times less than the bigger leg, but the PB flipping can be even happen overnight. So we cannot just focus on the leg where we think it's getting a less PB. We still need to focus on both legs. And another thing that CEO Park wanted to empathize it. Okay, ATOMY is a binary, and we do have a maximum income level anyways. So eventually, as long as we don't give up, we continue with this business, we will end up reaching the level of $50,000 residual income. Once you get to the level, what types of leader do you want to be? Do you want to be just the leader, just earning an income? Or do you want to be a leader, earning an income at the same time, getting a respect from the leaders? The person who's getting an income plus respect from the leaders, those are the type who have followed up, who have supported both legs equally. So I think this kind of answers the dilemma that everybody have, that, you know what, my small leg is not catching up to my bigger leg, but we still need to focus on both legs. We cannot just focus on one leg because we want to be the leader who makes income, plus at the same time, we want to be a leader who get the respect from the partners. Okay, the next question that I got. So this question kind of related to the first question that I got. How should I run the business? And ATOMY is a binary system. And this one comes to the mistakes many people are making. And I heard some people are saying this to their new partners or new members, soon to be new business partners. What they're saying, you know what? I'll look after your one leg and you do the other leg. Because since ATOMY is a binary, as long as the two line is working, you'll be able to compensate it accordingly. But when we say, you know what, I'll take care of one leg, and you just do the one leg, starting from there is a mistake. And he even drew out on the blackboard. So probably he figured out it will be easier he demonstrate on the blackboard to make it easier for people to understand. So basically what he's saying, even though some people using the term sponsor line, right? If the line, if you have registered where the sponsor's main line, people call it as a sponsor line. And somehow people think that sponsor line is a strong line. And people call the other leg where you are adding on your own, that's a weaker leg. So there's no such term as a sponsor leg, weaker leg. Both legs are equal depending on how hard you work on it. But what could be the dilemma if you tell your partners, I'll be responsible for one leg and you just do the other leg? The way he explained it, so he pointed out to this person over here. So this member over here, you tell this member, you know what, I will look after this main line. I'll look after the sponsor line over here. Why don't you expand your own line? If you expand your own line, of course, you'll be able to get a commission from ATOMY. But later on, what will happen? So as a sponsor mentioned, this member over here will expand the line over here, only focusing line over here. But remember, this sponsor over here, this sponsor not only having a leg over here, this sponsor also needs to grow the leg on the other side in order for the sponsors to create an income, right? So once this member over here is expanding a line over here, later on, what this sponsor needs to do, sponsor needs to also help his or her the other line. And when that happens, the growing on this line probably will become slow or less. Then this member over here will definitely come to the sponsor. And I thought the sponsor line is supposed to be the strong line, and you're supposed to keep on adding the members over there, but I don't see that much activity. So that types of a statement that you do one line and then I will responsible for the other line. What's CEO part trying to say? Creating a tension between those two leaders. You end up blaming each other for something not working well. ATOMY is a binary system, and as I mentioned in the previous question, we all responsible for two lines. When we look after both lines, the business become healthy. There's no finger pointing later on that you're supposed to do this and you're supposed to do that. So that's the way the CEO part want us to do the business. So don't tell the partners that you only do one leg and then I'll responsible for the other one. We all responsible for both lines. And this is a question that I got it from many of partners or new members. And that's a question that I kind of had when I started ATOMY also. You said to us when doing this business or ATOMY business, you should stock only the necessary amounts. What is the true meaning behind that? So CEO Park explained it this way. So he cannot really elaborate the definition of the necessary amount. So he explained a little bit different in this question and answer session. Okay, in ATOMY, our personal situations are all different. You know, there are some people who will be able to stock up like 10 him, or there are some people who can only buy the product for themselves. He says there's no right or wrong answer, but what he's saying, if you're capable, you're financially capable. He also have seen the people doing this way. So let's say if you like toothpaste and you have no problem buying, let's say 5 or 10 toothpaste as a gift. So you give 10 people the 10 toothpaste, you bought it as a gift, and you tell them, once you give it a try, and if you like them, when you want to order, please contact me or order through me. And the other types of people, they don't want to order each time whenever they need a product, or so whenever they're ordering, they're doing a bulk order. So when I do the bulk order, it's not like 100 or 1,000. What he meant, you're not ordering, oh, I need a shampoo. So you're not ordering one. You end up ordering, like 2 or 3, a couple extra of stocks, because you don't want to do ordering all the time. And there are other types of people where they want to carry some. Most of us here, we're mobile, like we're using our car to move around. So people wanted to keep extra product in the car. So when you meet a prospect or when you meet a member who need a product, instead of you just, what, why don't you order online? Instead, you're giving them a product right away. So when the prospect interested on the product, or even the new member, when you explain the new product to new member, and then the new member wants to try the product, and if you happen to have the product on the spot, probably the person would like to just purchase right away instead of ordering, waiting until the shipment comes to of their front door. So there are many different types of people getting their stocks. But what CEO Park trying to say, if you won't be able to do it that way, you only able to just purchase a product for on your own, you can still do the business. It doesn't mean that you have to stock up a product, but if you can't, it can also help you to do the business. So if I just share my experience, of course, I won't be able to stock up like 10 or 20 hemohims. But for me, I do have, like single items that people usually ask, like extra toothbrush or toothpaste. Shampoo is our favorite product. So except even I usually stock up 2 for myself, but even other than that, I usually have, let's say, 3 or 4 extra. So whenever people are interested to purchase it, I'll be able to hand it to them right away. Because what I have encountered, since ATOMY is the online shopping mall, I'm expecting them to try to purchase products through online shopping mall. But I'm sure you have encountered those people too, that some people really interested to try the product, but once they have to go through online shopping mall and then credit card payment waiting, they kind of lost their interest in terms of using the product. But if I have the product to present it to them right away, I don't have to wait. I don't have their passion for ATOMY or their interest for ATOMY will not die. Because for them, doing online shopping and waiting during those times, some people kind of lost their interest in terms of using the product. So for me, having extra stock, it kind of helps me to keep people try the product right away, and then they can start sharing the benefit of using or benefit of ATOMY product to many people. So it is just my way of doing business and just sharing, but it doesn't mean that you have to keep a lot. But I think it's better to keep 1 or a couple of extra toothbrushes, because that's one easy giveaway we can introduce to people. So that's the way CEO Park explained about what's the necessary amount of stocking up ATOMY product based on your personal situation. Right? We cannot, since I can't stock up like 5 hemohim, I cannot force my partners you do the same. Everybody's personal situation is different. So you follow your personal situation and just plan it according to it. And it's not only in Korea. I'm sure probably we kind of encountered this types of question too. So the person asked a question. So since so many people already know about ATOMY, recruiting becomes hard. And when I saw this question, and I was kind of laughing when CEO Park answered. Anybody want to guess how he answered? He said, "It's not because ATOMY is well known. recruiting itself is hard. So this person says recruiting becomes hard. Recruiting is hard because ATOMY is already known in Korea, not because of that. Recruiting, period. Recruiting itself is hard. So the example that CEO Park made, if the recruiting was easy, right? If the recruiting was easy, and if everybody says yes to when you introduce ATOMY, probably there will be no business opportunity for you, right? Recruiting itself, it's hard. And even the people who started ATOMY at the beginning period, or like ATOMY started as a network marketing 2009. So even leaders who have started before that, 2009, probably it will be harder for them to introduce ATOMY because there is no brand image, not proper product, and even the website was not presentable. So it's not because ATOMY is well known to people. That's why recruiting becoming hard. Recruiting itself is hard. So I think once we know that, probably you wouldn't be hard on us when we're having a hard time recruiting people. So it's coming from CEO Park. Recruiting itself hard, but the thing is, because it's so hard, are you gonna quit ATOMY? No. The popular word that we learn from all the leaders, right? Nevertheless, right? Despite all the situation, we have to find a way for us to become successful in ATOMY. And he kind of added to the statement that he made that recruiting itself is hard, and then how ATOMY is doing in terms of business. ATOMY so far, I cannot exactly know how many members we have. So let's say if we have 10 million members, right? So just by the ID numbers. Let's say if we have 10 million members, CEO Park said it doesn't mean that all the 10 million members are active consumers. Even just 5 million, half of the members are active consumers. Among MLM companies, that is amazing. And in just ATOMY, from those 5 million members, right? 5 million members, which means 5 million consumers, only 10% of the people actually receiving commission. I'm sure you're kind of like getting those numbers. So from 5 million members who are actively purchasing the product from ATOMY, but among them, only 10% are receiving commission. What that means, 90% of the consumers, they don't really care about whether they're receiving commission or not. They're just simply purchasing from ATOMY product because they fell in love with the product. They love the absolute quality and they love the absolute price. That makes ATOMY company healthy, right? Because he also compared with other MLM company, because most MLM company making a purchase for them to create a commission. If they're not making money, they wouldn't make a purchase. But ATOMY, only 10% people are receiving commission, and the rest of the people, they are willing to purchase product even if they're not even getting penny from ATOMY. They're purely purchasing because of their love for ATOMY product. And that whole story makes it ATOMY company very healthy. Okay, and the next question. Okay, so when I go out on the field, I meet many different types of people. How should I recruit them? And I'm sure we probably got those questions from our members, our partners. How do you answer to them? Right? So when we not only meeting like certain types of people, we meet different types of people, and we all know we don't need to do any kind of special profiling because ATOMY products are needed by everybody. When we look at our website, who doesn't need those daily necessary product? Everybody, right? So we don't really need to identify who we're gonna share, who we're not gonna share. So basically, we share ATOMY to everybody, but everybody are different. So how are we gonna share to them? Okay, CEO Park, like I mentioned, he's a very wise man, right? So he answered this way. I don't know how many of you reading a Bible. He said the answer, you can find it 1 Corinthians 13. He said that's the chapter talking about love. So if you want to know how you can recruit them in a wise way, probably you can find the answer. So just write down this Bible, and then even if you just like Google it, just 1 Corinthians 13, you will see what the phrase is, what the Bible phrase is. So probably this will give you the answer. So he said, if you treat the people the way you see on the Bible phrase, probably you'll be able to get them. So it also represents our CEO part. It is very different from all the other CEOs that we know. And he also emphasized our company motto. What's number one? If you follow number one, you'll be able to recruit them. What's number one? So we have a company motto, which we recite every seminars. Number one is to cherish the spirit. Right? So if you keep on remember that number one, cherish the spirit in your mind, when you go out and recruit new people, you'll be able to get them to your group. Okay. Oh, it's 11:30 already. Okay. Next one, I try my best to meet many people and try to register them, but I do get lots of rejections every time I get turned down. I feel like giving up on this so badly. How did you cope with rejection? So this person explaining about his situation and asking CEO how he was able to overcome that situation. His answer was pretty funny too. If nobody rejects, let's say if nobody rejects when ATOMY was introduced to them, probably there won't be any business opportunity for us. Are you getting that part? I was kind of lost when he mentioned that, but basically this is what he meant. Okay, there are many leaders. We kind of started ATOMY at the other half. Right? I'm sure some of you joined it yesterday or a year ago, 2 years ago, but there are people who started ATOMY 10 years ago. And they work really hard. So which means they are trying to meet many people as possible. And every people they meet, if they haven't got any rejections, probably there is no more people left. He said, not only Korea, in the world to join ATOMY. Because they got rejections, therefore, we still have a business opportunity. That kind of makes sense, right? And since we are getting rejections, our partners will probably have a people in the future for them to register. So I think it was very wise of him to say, what should we do when we get a rejection? And he said, when we get a rejection, do you feel painful? If you feel painful, the reason your dream is not big enough. He said, if your dream is big enough, if your dream is like, if you have a big dream in your life, if you have a big goal with ATOMY, whenever you get, even if you're getting rejections, you wouldn't feel anything. Right? And imagine yourself climbing on the mountain. Right? That's how he made an example. So imagine each one of us climbing a mountain, not on the hill. Let's climbing on a high mountain, like the tallest mountain in the world. And when you think about the mountain doesn't just go on a step way, right? It goes up and down until we reach the top. You go up and you go down, you go up, you go down, and then you reach the top. He says getting a rejection, it's kind of downfall. But still, because your dream is high, you don't give up. You keep on moving forward until you reach the top. So when you get a rejection and then when you feel like giving up, what that means, your dream or your dream size or the things you want to achieve through ATOMY, it's not big enough. So I think it's time for us to recheck our life scenario. So many people having a hard time at the beginning or even now, because getting rejection, it's not an easy thing. But we can easily overcome rejections by rechecking our dreams, like how big is our dream and what we really want to achieve through ATOMY. Because bigger the goal, less you feel painful with rejections. And I think it's going to be the last question and answer that I got. There are more. So when it comes to my turn, if there's any question that I wanted to share, but if I have missed it, I will just continue later time. Last question that I got. Imagine your ATOMY number, ATOMY ID number 9. I know we all have a different ID numbers, but imagine if your ID number 9. Okay, so 2000, I believe in 2019, this Scrum Master, he became a Scrum Master. So this person was asking, recently, ATOMY ID number 9 became a Scrum Master in ATOMY. So it took him 10 years for him to become a Scrum Master. So she asking CEO Park, can it be a vision? Because, we wanted to get there before. We want to reach the Imperial Masters before 10 years. But she wants to ask, how does CEO Park think about for one person taking 10 years to do ATOMY? This is how we CEO Park answered the question. Okay, let's think about the Scrum Master position in ATOMY. If you are auto Scrum Master in ATOMY, which means your income, it's more than 10,000, it's almost 20,000 a month. Okay, it took 10 years for you to achieve that level. Let's say you're not in ATOMY, you're working some other company. Is it possible for you to receive that amount of income for you working so hard for 10 years? You're working same 10 years, but ATOMY, still you'll be able to create an income, $10,000 to $20,000 a month. But if you working somewhere else for 10 years, there's no guarantee that you'll be able to make $10,000 or $20,000. But let's say you are able to create a $10,000 income from other company for working so hard for 10 years. Is there any guarantee that the income will grow? CEO Park says it's impossible. But in ATOMY, for he becoming a Scrum Master even after 10 years, but still, he didn't give up. He still continued with the business. He made it. He achieved it, right? And what will happen couple of more years later on? His income will not stay 10,000, 20,000. His income will definitely grow to $50,000 or $60,000. So, and I think CEO Park kind of knows him personally. Because CEO Park first had a seminar with 17 people in a I think bankrupt dog restaurant. So that was very first the ATOMY meeting that he had with the 17 people, and I think he was one of them. And CEO Park mentioned he this number 9, the member, he just don't know how to sell. He just don't know how to make a talk. Like, small talk or sales talk to people. He just don't have that personality. But he's really humble to help everything that ATOMY did. So he's been helping ATOMY with broadcasting, right? During the seminars, like cameras, all that. So he's been very helpful in terms of ATOMY companies to grow. But for himself, his business itself, it was staggering. So CEO were kind of worried. And he made a joke. He told everybody that in ATOMY, everybody can become successful, but he kind of doubted. He said number 9 can become successful. But he witnessed it. He witnessed him going through ATOMY. He saw him become sales master, diamond master, and Sharon's master. And the CEO Park thought, you know what, Sharon's master, okay, he did it good. But when he finally heard that he became a star master, all right, he became a Scrum Master, CEO Park, ATOMY, everybody definitely can succeed. And one statement that CEO Park made in ATOMY, yes, everybody can join. Right? It's easy to do it. Everybody can join, but not everyone becomes successful. Right? Everybody can join. Right? Because there's no special restriction or any membership attached. So everybody can join easily, but not everyone succeed with ATOMY. So hopefully you got that part right. There's no reason everybody can join, but not everybody will succeed in ATOMY. Because in order for you to success in ATOMY, you know what required. persistency. You need to be consistent, and you'll be able to overcome all the tons of rejections. I remember this number because one of the leader who came to Canada, and then when he shared in our one-day seminar, if you want to be my position, because when he came to Canada, he was Royal Master. So in order for you to be on my stage right now, you know how many rejection you're supposed to get it? He said 2,000. If you're getting 2,000 rejections, probably you'll be able to reach the level where I am. So let's put it in another word, what that means. If you're getting 2,000 rejections, which means you have to meet more number of people. Because even for us, even getting one rejection is pretty hard. But you're getting 2,000 rejections, so how many people we have to end up meeting? So by the time you're getting 2,000 rejections, probably we get you immune to getting rejections. So I think getting rejection is part of ATOMY business and a part of us to grow bigger or grow as a leader in ATOMY. From the moment that we're not getting scared of getting rejections, that's the time we're becoming invincible. We can meet anybody we want to. So CEO Park, for him becoming Star Master in 10 years in ATOMY, yes, everybody can have a different perspective, but from his perspective, it's definitely truly a vision, right? It definitely shows that as long as you don't give up and then you consistently work on it, you can definitely, right? You can definitely become successful. And another joke he said, okay, so you're talking about number 9, how about number 8? So I think ATOMY number 8, he said he disappeared. So ATOMY, as long as we don't give up, and one important thing, it's not just giving up. We have to consistently work on it, right? We need to keep on sharing. We need to keep on attending success system. We need to keep on doing what we need to do. Then we can reach the level we want to reach from ATOMY. There was another question that I got, but I didn't post it here. I think it was kind of useful questions. And probably that's what we are wanting. You know, we as a business people, because everybody in here, I'm sure we're not just consumers. We are here to create a residual income through ATOMY. And what we want, whenever there's a new product coming in, I know we're not really looking at the price. We're always looking at the PV, because to us, what's gonna determine our commission is a PV. So this lady asked a question. So this lady distributor asked a question to CEO Park. In ATOMY, does CEO Park get any plans to distribute higher PV product for the distributors? Because, you know, once we have a more product with a high PB, it will help us to go for mastership or maintain our mastership levels. And that's something that CEO Park is considering also, right? But the reason he's not just introducing the product just with a high PV, because ATOMY still, number one priority is consumers. In order for people like us, distributors, to make income, we need many consumers. So companies' number one focus should be consumers. When we have a lot of consumers purchasing our product regularly, it creates a regular income for the distributor. So yes, of course, CEO Park also think about the way to introduce a product with a higher PV for the distributor, so they can maintain auto sales master much easier, and will be able to plan for the mastership. But at this but number one priority for the company and the direction of the company is to make this company goals, make all the product very sellable to consumers, to make us to create a residual income for a lifetime.